Hey guys, so I wanted to make this video about like some of the cons at WGU. So I am more than halfway through my program. I only have a semester left, and I guess this has kind of been on my mind to make. So everybody, or who wants to go to WGU is it has understanding and I guess pros and cons of um, the the program and what it entails, and just the cons that come along with anything you do. There, it's gonna have like a bad like back end, I guess. Um, so I don't have too many. I think because I'm talking off the cuff. So I think my biggest one is probably professionalism. I think that I mean I've had this happen to me a couple times where I've had an appointment set with the course instructor, and usually the appointments are for like teach backs or like um, to check your competency or to check and make sure that you really understood the material after you read. Um, so I set this appointment a month out, and I set it for December 31st. So today, right? So I'm a little heated. So today I set the appointment, and I had the confirmation like a few minutes after I set um, the appointment. The teacher reached out to me twice just to like ask if I had everything, did I need anything. She gave me some additional study material to get ready for this teach back, right? So then today it's 12:30, no phone call. 12:37, no phone call. So I go onto the WGU website, and I go to the portal. I look for the teacher, found her information, and then I call her. So when I call her, it says on her voicemail, just leave a message or whatever. So then I was like, okay, so I left a message, and then what time was it? Almost 12:50. I send her an email and I'm like, hey, we had a teach back scheduled for today. I had the confirmation if you need the confirmation number. I don't know what happened, but I guess we need to reschedule. And I would like it to be when you get back, like as soon as you get back, because I would like to take this exam and be done with it, because I have my PPE coming up. The start date is for the 6th, and I was hoping to take the practice exam and actually sit for the exam for this class before the 6th of January, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. She's pushed me back just a little bit, not too badly, but I just think just communication period would have been nice to have. And I think that's a direct reflection of professionalism. I've had course instructors, call me back late, not call me at all, and make me reschedule. And when you reschedule, you have to reschedule against everybody who's in the program or everybody who's taking that course. Like the course I'm taking that I'm rescheduling for, she also teaches our class, the HIM program, the healthcare side, and then she also does the HIM program on the business side. So she has those students too. So you're struggling against those students too to get time, and she's usually booked a month in advance. So I'm not rescheduling her. When I call her, we're gonna talk, because I'm a little frustrated. I also feel yeah, yeah. So I guess keeping on top of that, like the not calling at all. I've had a course mentor also do that as well. She didn't tell me that she was going to be out of office, and my term started. She never approved any of my courses, and I basically lost a whole entire week of time. So it says on my thing I have 8 weeks of time left, but I should have 9. But because I started late, because the course mentor didn't start my courses, because they have to approve the course load or like release it, I guess. So that started late. I did have a conversation with the manager, and I told her, you know, that's really unprofessional for there to be no communication, to take the week away from me. And I said, I'm losing because of this, and you know, just, you know, not being organized, no communication, period. And you know, that's not fair. So I said, next term it will not be like this. If it is, we're gonna have issues. I'll be calling you again. So she left me her direct phone number, her email, and all that stuff, and we finally got it straight. But I was not happy. And I, you know, this course mentor, we really don't, I mean, we're okay with each other. We're cordial and all that stuff. But I preferred my first mentor to her, to this lady. She's okay. You know, she's all right. And going to WGU, they will switch your mentor up whenever they decide to move on. My first mentor, she, even though I liked her because she didn't bother me as much, she stopped, like her communication slowed down in the middle of my program. And then she told me in the middle of my program, so like 3 or 4 months in, she told me that she was no longer going to be my mentor and that I was going to get a new one this term. And I don't know if I'm going to keep this same mentor to the end of my term or what's going to happen. I'm not really sure how they determine who's going to move on or who does what. You know, I don't know how they do that. But they will tell you, and sometimes they tell you way ahead of time and sometimes they don't. I just think the communication could be better. Also, another pet peeve is the portal. This is a technical thing. The WGU portal will go down at random times. Like the screen will say WGU and it won't load. Or the assessment services stuff won't load, and you'll have to type in a whole, like, another separate address to access the assessment services, so like to take your exam and all that stuff. And then I also don't like that there is like no consistency as far as the assessment services team, because it's a third-party testing system, and the testing system is not located in this country. I want to say it's the Philippines or Thailand or something like that. It's some Asian country, which is cool or whatever, but there's like no, like, one person will say, oh, let me see your 4 walls. That's something that's always done, and they won't check like underneath your desk or beside your desk or nothing like that. Then the next person you get will want to see underneath your desk. They want you to move all your books, even if it's kids' books. They want you to move, if you've got, you know, gum on your desk, they want you to take that off, all that stuff. So that's another thing that like I'm not really happy with. And then I think just the setup, the way they have the coursework set up, like the layout, I guess, it's not all the time user friendly. I wish there was something that were, you know, I wish it was just set up better so us as end users would have, I guess, a better layout. I've talked to a couple of other students that go to WGU, and they've said the same thing. Like, it's not user friendly, especially for people who have never taken online classes or who are coming back to school after years of break, you know, years of not going to school, and who, you know, were just doing the traditional route and not online teaching. Also, another one, I guess another like thing I didn't like at the start of my program, the orientation. The orientation is crazy long. It's 8 hours, like a straight 8. It's 8 hours of orientation. You can break it up and do it whenever you want, but it's really time consuming, and I don't know why it's so long. I wish it was shorter. I think that the orientation can be done in like 3 or 4 hours, if that. You know, it's not that serious. You can figure out how to get to the writing center, the math, and all that stuff kind of on your own. Those places always reach out to you in your email. They always blast the students about, if you need help, come here. If you need this, come here. And they tell you how to schedule appointments and how to get, you know, call them and their extensions and all that stuff. Yeah, I think that's it. Oh, one more. When they give critiques back on written papers, I think that's kind of annoying, because sometimes you know, like they'll hit you for like your grammatical errors, or they'll hit you for content in your paper, and then their explanation of what's wrong with it like doesn't make any sense. Like it's broken sentences or something like that, and it doesn't make any sense to me. um I don't know if I'll have another pet peeve. Oh, well, sorry, this is the last one, I think. So I don't know why, what happened with my financial aid, but there was a $70 like fee tacked on this semester. I didn't have to take anything extra. Like I haven't had to have my third attempt on a test. And if you go past the third attempt, or you take a third attempt, you have to pay a $60 fee for the testing center. Because like I said, it's a third party testing center, and they charge once you go past the allotted or given amount of test attempts with WGU. You have to pay at that point. So I don't know where that $70 came from. I've heard from a couple other students where they've had to pay $70, they've had to pay $110. I really don't know what that's about. It's in my second term, and I have to call and find out what that's about. They just put it on there for no apparent reason. One lady did tell me that something didn't cover, or something happened, or it was a fee for a technology or something like that. And I'm kind of like, they already assessed that fee the first term, right? So we shouldn't have to pay it again. Anyway, that was my understanding, but I'll have to like find out like what's going on. But I'm kind of frustrated right now. My biggest thing, like one of the biggest things that will like make me angry, is professionalism and communication. If you have, it's your responsibility as a instructor to reach back out to your students. If you have a standing appointment with them for over a month, it's your responsibility as an instructor to clarify your schedule and say, hey, or at least say, hey, I'm going to be out of the office. I had a schedule change. Can we reschedule your teach back? I would have been like, yeah, fine. But now I'm pissed off. So I'm trying to like chill out and breathe out and, be mindful, and give her grace. But, I got to find it first. So, yeah, so I'll let you guys know how this next term goes. And because I'm almost done with this one, I've got one more class left. How this term goes. I really want to accelerate, so I'll see if I'm able to do that and finish, because we're moving in June, and it's going to be here before we know it. And I'll let you know if I have any more cons, but just communication. God, it's so important, Okay, bye you guys.